All right, so you guys should have finished your projects, your yard design projects from yesterday. And we're just going to do the very beginning of this lesson. So we're just going to deal with the prisms and the cylinders today. And we're going to talk about volume. So volume is the amount of stuff you can fit inside something. So area, which is what we just covered, is basically covering something with wallpaper. So it's like the outside of a shape. So volume is basically how much you can fit into it. Like how much water can you stick into it. So there's two formulas. The first formula here is volume of a prism, and this is capital BH, where B equals the area of the base, and the height, or H is the height, which is how far apart are the bases from each other. And then volume of a cylinder is pi r squared H. And if you think about it, a cylinder is going to have a round bottom, so that's the pi r squared, that's the area of the circle, times the height. So when I look at example A, the first thing I'm going to isolate here is the base. So the base here is a rectangle that is 5 by 2. So the area of that base is 10. So our capital B is 10. So then our volume is 10 times the height, which is 3. So in this case, the volume is 30, and this time we have to label in units cubed. So volume is always labeled in units cubed. So for part B, it gives you the area of the base. So we know that the volume is the area of the base times the height, which is 6.4. So we get a total area of, or a total volume of 110.72 centimeters cubed. All right, now the next one, this one's going to be the one that causes the most trouble. So the triangle prism is always the one that causes the most trouble. And that is because the triangle is the base. And you're going to screw up and you're going to say the rectangle is the base. But obviously we can tell that example A and example C are different. So this triangle, to find the area of a triangle, we know that we take base times height divided by 2. So our capital B here is going to be 10 times 12 divided by 2. So 120 divided by 2 is 60. That means our volume is 60 times the height. Now, height is how far apart are the bases. So in this case, the height is 11. Because if this was sitting on the triangle, so in other words, if we tipped it back up so it was sitting on its base, it would be 11 tall. It's just, it's fallen on its side. So 60 times 11 is how we're going to find the volume of this shape. So we just take 60 times 11 and we're going to get 660 centimeters cubed. All right, the last one is the cylinder. And so the cylinder we know is just going to be pi r squared H. So in this case, pi, if the whole thing across is 9, then half of that is going to be 4.5 squared times the height. Again, it's how far apart are the bases. So the cylinder is just on its side. So our distance between the circles is 5. So when I take 4.5 times 4.5 times 5 times the pi button, I'm going to get 318.1 inches cubed. And that's all we're going to do today is prisms and cylinders. We're going to cover the rest of them tomorrow, or in your case, Wednesday. But so again, we just take the area of the base times the height. Height is the distance between the bases. So you're going to have a choice on homework today. You're either going to be able to do a scavenger hunt or you're going to be able to do a worksheet. So you get to choose which one you want to do. You do need to show work on whichever one you choose. So if you do the scavenger hunt, you need to show your work on a separate sheet of paper. If you decide to do the worksheet, you obviously need to show your work on the worksheet or on a separate sheet of paper and upload it to Classroom. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me. Thanks.